People should watch it. I told you the one who will win the election will not sit on the throne. But 6 months after,
as the president-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu's swearing-in date draws nigh, so close, there are a lot of speculations, and not just that alone. People are now focused on prophets and their prophecies, seers and their visions. Many of them have said Bola Ahmed Tinubu will not be sworn in. They said on that day we are going to witness what we have never seen before. While some are saying that Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be sworn in and nothing is going to happen. Many of them are preaching and talking peace, like it's going to be smooth. Now, all the way from Ghana down to Nigeria, over to Europe, down to some other African countries and America, we've seen countless prophets, seers who have something to say about Bola Ahmed Tinubu's swearing in. At first, it first started that Bola Ahmed Tinubu will not win. Then when he won, we started hearing some, new definition or interpretation of what they say they saw. Now, I'm not trying to ridicule them. These are self-acclaimed prophets. We did not call them. We did not, anoint them to see. They say they can see. They say they can hear. And we are ready to hear what they have to say. Now, these prophecies are majorly focused on Bola Ahmed Tinubu's imprisonment or being taken away by the military. And eventually, they say the number 3 will become the president at the end of the day. Yes. Now, I want you to take note of these prophets and their prophecies, because in some couple of weeks, we will be finding out who God spoke to, who God did not speak to, and whatever it is that happens on that day, we will be able to kind of check and balance for us to know, so we can have a better picture. Let us start with this prophet from Ghana. He has something to say. Let us hear him speak.
People should watch it. I told you the one who will win the election will not sit on the throne. But 6 months after, you watch it. BBC or Nigeria, it has never happened in the politics of Africa. Nigeria is the eye of God in Africa. No country on the continent of Africa had produced great men of God than Nigeria. No apostle has raised the dead in the world than the apostles in Nigeria. The Oyedepos, the Idahoses, Adiboyes, and those. And God wants to create a revival which will spread over the world, and Nigeria is the center. The reason for the controversy and the political chaos happening there. I am giving those of you here who are Nigerian, tell your brothers, I'm giving you a prophecy. What is going to happen? On the day of the investiture of the declared president, something will happen. And listen, the one that won the election, I won't mention anybody's name, I'm on there. The one that won the election and the one who lost, the tail, both of them will not sit on the throne, but after 6 months, the loser will be the president. Without another election, you'll be the president. For on the day of the investiture, I saw 17 angels. It will not be a coup d'etat, but it will be like a military intervention. It will not be a coup d'etat, but I repeat, it will be like a military intervention, and the whole world will be shocked. Yaboja gathering, presidents from different parts of Africa have all gathered. We are going to swear in the elected president, and everything will turn chaos. After 6 months, the court will say, the one who lost kwata, you know kwata, not even the second, kwata, I won't mention the name, kwata. He lost kwata, no hope. If 3 people are running, they say you are the first. this one is the second, this one is the third. Then they say you stole the track, so you are disqualified. Then of course the second one here must be the first, isn't it? But instead of the second one being the first, then this one rather they say is the one that is the first. God is in it.
Welcome back. Now there is another prophet who has been outspoken, and a lot of people know him. They do know him. In fact, he had some issues that borders on being arrested and all of that. He said no, he has not been called, nobody has invited him. But let us leave that apart. Everyone should be free to speak, as long as you are not inciting or trying to create some anarchy and violence. You're not trying to hurt people. He has this to say about the same swearing in, and Nigerians and people who are interested in Bola TINUBU, and also people who are interested in Peter Obi, they are keeping tabs. They want to know if truly God is speaking to them, or they are simply voicing out their opinion, their thoughts, their will. After all, some of them might say, whatever we say, God backs it up. And when God backs it up, it means it is the word of God. God does not have to whisper to us. God does not have to show us visions here and there. But I am sure you want to hear what this particular prophet has to say. He said God told him, and he said that people should keep on and on it, not minding if this appears not to be, like something that is not really going to happen. He wants people to have faith in the prophetic. He said, do not be discouraged. Do not be discouraged at all. There is still time. And that time you will see. In that time you will see that God has spoken through his prophet. Well, we just need to count. We need to count. If we've been patient all this while, I'm sure we have gotten to the month where the swearing in will begin, which will commence. We've gotten to that month. So let us give prophet a chance to prove to us that God spoke to him. Let us hear what he has to say.
Before the end of the broadcast. Okay, let's begin to review prophecy. I said the elections will be rigged. So we'll do, watch this video. I said the elections will be rigged. I said it will be rigged. Check what I said right here, right now.
Money on election day because there will not be cash available. The presidential election, follow me carefully. So election will hold, but the election will be rigged. This man called that he will not be able to bribe people share money on election day because there will not be cash available. The presidential election will be peaceful. Don't be afraid. There will not be killings. Go out and vote. So because there is no money to buy vote, he will lose in the polls. But already there is a partnership with a man in the system that will cause the vote to be rigged. So suddenly I saw the numbers dropping, and I saw INEC announcing BAT as a winner.
The elections were rigged. Then number two, I mentioned to you that the picture will trend. I mentioned to you that TINUBU will declare winner. I said TINUBU will be declared winner, and that when he's declared winner by INEC, that the picture will trend where he would do like this, or a video will trend where he would do like this. I said that. I don't know if you have seen the picture.
Now, in the midst of all of these prophecies, another cleric came out to talk about some cloning. Do not forget that this cloning story narrative has been there for a long time. It started with IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu, where he said that the president who is about to exit now is dead. The president who is on seat and who is also part of who engineered his extraordinary rendition and right now being detained, he said he's dead, and someone from Sudan, a clone. Well, this is the same narrative that this pastor is putting out there. He said, how can a man who is shaky, a man who appears to be suffering from some ailment, a man who is peeing on himself, a man who cannot walk upright, all of a sudden this man claimed that he wants to leave Nigeria, he's going on some vacation somewhere, and he came back, he can walk, he's upright, he's not shaky, his face is full, he's looking well fed and all of that. Well, this is what he has to say about Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He said Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a clone and that we all should open our eyes and pay attention that we cannot continue in this cloned precedent. He said, no, we cannot continue having a clone one about to leave and another clone coming in. He said, enough is enough, that Nigerians should rise up. Everybody should begin to say, enough is enough. Right now, people should start saying obedient. Let us hear what he has to say.
Don't go change TINUBU. TINUBU don't die, oh, they don't change them. TINUBU don't change. No, TINUBU now, no. TINUBU not again. Go for this hand. TINUBU, they don't change them. No, the TINUBU now, not before. TINUBU no more again. They don't change them as they change Buhari. You tell us before it happens, sir. I'm not done before. You tell us, sir. Another machine they come. Another machine. TINUBU they go swallow. They want another TINUBU. They want another engine. Before another Buhari is about come. Hey. And then he don't come. Hey.
Welcome back. Now, it is right and proper for us to have a balance. And that is what we do on this platform. We do not sway on this and, just allow this imbalance. No, we prefer equilibrium. There are some prophets who have something positive to speak about Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They say God told them. They say God said to them. God showed to them. At times, I'm sure most of you will be confused. Which spirit, which God are they talking about? Well, most of them will say the God of my father, the God of this, the God of that. We don't know which God they are talking about. There are a lot of gods with a small letter G, and we have one almighty God. But then, which spirit is speaking to them? Are they really tapping from the same realm, the same spirit? Or they have diverse spirits that says this and that? Are these spirit liars? What is really going on? What is really going on here? Well, like I said, there are some prophets, seers, who have something to say about Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I want you to take note of them too. They say Bola Ahmed Tinubu will win and Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be sworn in. Let us start with the number one, not according to how they prophesied, but let us just start with this one.
When I said it, I told you what I saw. It will take God. The only person that can stop TINUBU is God. Nobody, no human. If INEC, let them gather 500. Nobody can stop him. Is God. Whether he rigo, he didn't rigo, is God. What happens tomorrow is God. What happens next week is God. What happens next 50 years, it will be God. Only God can look at him and say, no way. When I search, I told you I have not told you what happened. I will tell you. 25 years ago, God made a promise to that man that he will make him the president. You know where he made it? In Redeem Camp. You know who took him? The wife. It was the wife who took him. Take what I'm telling you. He said, I will make you the president. But then his heart was right. You don't know God. There are certain priests that the wife knows that she goes to, and she will remind God, remember what you told my husband. Yet we stay here. I know go agree, oh, I know go agree. Whether by rigging or by rigging. Are you following what? Shh. I'm not. I'm showing you, as a man of God, what do? I'm supposed to echo back what I hear. Is that not it? It was a promise. Was Nigeria like this when that thing was made? No, sir. Check my prophecy. I said, let it be recorded that a time came when Nigerians began to fight for their own emancipation. That's exactly what's happened. If you want to take it back, go back and study the history of Ukraine. A revolution is the only way out. I know what I'm saying. Have I ever lied to you? Go back and check it. I said it when there was no prophecy yet. You go back, take the cry, and say, look, how many years were the children of Israel supposed to stay in the land of Egypt? 400 years. How many did they stay? 430. That means we can still go. God, it took after 30 years, God now say, I've heard. So we can go back and say, Father, even though we know, you cried, you weep. I'm telling you what stood. Finally, they called the result midnight when you were sleeping. Has the drama finished? No, sir. That's what I'm telling you. Men now, I'm not the only one. There are men now who are seeing things and say, okay, this was what happened. We can come this way. We can come this way. They are coming with the same covenant and say, Father, did you give him by promise? You gave him a B, but Father, look at this. This was when his heart was right with you, but now, oh God,
the candidate there will be sworn in. He will become your president, and you will sit there.
One Herod swore to destroy the apostles. The Bible says one day as he was reading the oration, he was killed. Onoro to ibiri. Oye na-agụ statement mbọsị swearing in. Ọtọ ibiri. President. Ọtọ ibiri. Ihe emegokwe ka na-eme. Ụmụazụ wear peace. If you don't leave them alone, worm will eat you. Leave them alone.
After they sworn TINUBU in, is the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, the judge, the lawyers, the court is under TINUBU. They can adjourn the case, do the hearing, do everything, and adjourn the rest to 2028.
A new Nigeria will be born this year. Look, let me tell you, God keeps showing me the vision. I saw Peter Obi being sweared in. So I want you to be rest assured. I saw him even 3 days ago.
the election is not going to take place. When it doesn't come to place, and what is going to happen next? Having failed for the election, is going to be a surprised one.
Now that you have heard it all, there are prophets who are still insisting, saying that Bola Ahmed Tinubu will not win the election, but he has been announced the winner. Maybe, these things could be, we can kind of help them. They say Bola Ahmed Tinubu will not win the election. It could be that Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not really win the election, but INEC gave him that win. It could be that. But they also say that Bola Ahmed Tinubu will not be sworn in. You see, if you don't win, how can you be sworn in? Well, it is also possible. They say Bola Ahmed Tinubu will not be declared the winner, that that person will win. But as it stands, from what we are seeing, well, Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been declared the winner. Now, there are some pastors who are much more wiser and guarded in how they come with their prophecy. They say, I saw the face of the, devil like a jackal. I saw one of them, his name is in the Bible. He's afraid. God asked me to pray for him. You see, you cannot hold that kind of pastor. If you say God asked me to pray for him, it is God that answers prayer, isn't it? Yes, he has prayed for him. It is now left for God to carry out the, that's Pastor Chris Oyakilome. Now, I am sure that a lot of people are aggrieved, a lot of people are angry, a lot of people are sad, a lot of people want change, and that is the reason why they believe that through Peter Obi they can get this change. They do not want the repetition of the same circle of criminals, but Peter Obi himself has certain things attached to him. Some have said he is lesser of the evil, and that they do not mind, that they can at least manage with Peter Obi. And I find this disturbing, although, many people might not agree. I find this disturbing. I think we need to work on something else. Why don't we work on making sure that the rule of law is upheld? If it is not upheld, people can burst out on the street the same way they did on NSAS. Like, the rule of law must be upheld. We cannot have this lackadaisical attitude, this disobedience to the rule of law. The constitution needs to be revisited. The president cannot have the utmost power. We need to have a balance, check and balance. The judiciary must be strong enough. The Senate must be scrapped because they are useless. A lot of things needs to be worked upon. I think from there we begin to talk about progress. Although Peter Obi also said some of this. He said running the Senate is a total waste, that money is being loaned to pay for senators and all of that. He came up with good ideas anyway. There are things that he said that sounds good. I use the word sound good because until he gets there and begins to perform and we see the effect, then we can say, yes, this man really came to mop up. He really came to clean up. Because, like a businessman that he is, you can sell your market anyhow. You can tell people what they want to hear. Particularly now that Nigerians want to hear this type of thing. But that does not mean that the person will do it. Don't forget that when they step in there, it's very difficult to kick them out after 4 years. Peter Obi knows that if Bola Ahmed Tinubu is sworn in and everything works as it should work, I mean, when I say work, I mean he's sworn in, there is no civil disobedience, there is no anarchy, no riot, everything flows smooth. It's going to be difficult to kick Bola Ahmed Tinubu out after 4 years, even if you think it doesn't he's not doing the right thing, or he's not listening to the people, or he's not doing the right. No. It's going to be very hard because he will have die hard. Don't forget that there are two important people: INEC chairman, Chief Justice of Nigeria. Those are two important people when it comes to election in Nigeria. These are things that we need to work upon so that power will return back to the people. We cannot remain on hope, hoping that if Peter Obi gets there, he will do right. Hoping that this, hoping that Bola Ahmed Tinubu will do, hoping. No. Enough is enough. And we think that this is possible. We think it is possible. I'm talking about positive-minded people. We think this is possible. If you still want to retain one Nigeria, it is highly possible to get this result. Look at how things work in these countries that you point fingers at. You think it's because their president is good? You think because their president is nice? No, it has nothing to do with it. Take time to study this country. Their rule, constitution, policy, their laws have been shaped and mapped, and everyone is subservient to it. Everyone must obey. The president cannot say, no, I want to misbehave. If you misbehave, they kick you out. Look at Donald Trump. Till date, he's still going to the court due to some lifestyle that he lived and some other things that he did. You see, look at Boris Johnson. I keep mentioning these countries. It doesn't matter if you're a nice person. You don't have to be nice. You don't have to be a good person. Step in there, the law will checkmate you. That is how we need to operate. We cannot sit down and be thinking and hoping that somebody that is nice will take over. Someone that is God-fearing. If you are not God-fearing, the law will kick you out and put you where people who don't fear God stays. The law will kick you out. You go to prison. They lock you down. And they need to take out this immunity thing from presidents and all of these things. If you come in, you misbehave, we find out that you have stolen or you have helped in stealing or you have done terrible things in government, you will be held accountable. It's time for us to reshape these things. That's what it is. So people are hopeful. They believe that all of these positive prophecies from people who believe that Peter Obi will be president, they believe and hope and wish and pray that it comes to pass. While on the other hand, we have other people too who are standing and rooting behind Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Can you see? The only person that nobody is rooting for is Atiku Abubakar. Why? Because he has been there as vice president. Although the last buck does not rest on his table, but he has done what he needs to do. What is he looking for? All of them are looking for power. They are looking for ways to solidify what they have stolen. Well, let us see. Let us count. In a few weeks, we will find out which of these prophecies are true. And if some of them did not come out to be true, I believe they will give us answers and we'll see the way forward. What are your thoughts as regards this one? Like and share this video. Subscribe to this channel. See you in the next update.